Hi guys, so it is Vlogtober day 6, and for Vlogtober day 6, it is my childhood. Now before I start that, I want to wish my cousin's daughter Lily a happy 2nd birthday because today is her birthday. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyways, let's get to my childhood. How do we describe me childhood? Chaotic. That's a good word for it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you my crappy childhood because I'm not going to lie. There is a lot of bad memories and there's a few good memories. And the reason I'm not going to sit here and tell you my sappy story is because you're going to sit there and you're going to pity me, and that's one thing I don't want. I don't want people to sit here and look at me like, oh my god, she had such a terrible childhood, like, you know, this is terrible. I don't want that. Because if I sat here and told you my whole childhood, my whole story, you literally would be crying and feeling sorry for me, and that's not what I want. Maybe one day I will sit and I will make a video and tell you, everything, but right now, not that I'm not okay with it, I'm completely okay with it. It's just I don't want you guys to pity me, and I'm trying to make this as happy as possible. So, like I said, I'm not going to get into everything, but know this, that even though my childhood was really crappy and hurtful and mean, I've become so much mature, and I've become 110% the better mom than I could ever imagine because of it, because I know how it feels to be like so hurt and so alone, and I don't want that to be what Joey feels ever. So let's get into my childhood. My childhood, like I said, was chaotic. It has a lot of violence, it has a lot of hate, it has a lot of tears and feelings of hurt and unwanted and worthlessness and just so much pain. That's all I'm going to say. It has so much pain in it that it's unbearable. I lost 3 grandparents within 8 years. 2 I was really close with. 1 I barely knew because he died when I was so young. And then I lost my cousin when I was 8. And he was younger than me. He was 6 and a half when he passed away. Almost 7. No, he was almost 6. Anyways, so I lost my cousin when I was 8. Now, bad memory, let me start off and tell you this. I will tell you one memory that I have. It's not the worst. By far, it's not the worst. It's probably one of the better bad memories I have. So let me get started. So when I was 9, my dad, for the first time, told me I couldn't go down to the shore with him. Every year, he would take me on weekends to our condo in Wildwood, and this one time he told me I couldn't go. And I couldn't understand why. He's like, you can't go. It's a long condo meeting. You're going to be by yourself. I don't want you there all day by yourself. And he gave me every sappy excuse in the world. And I was upset and I cried. Literally, I cried that whole weekend. I sat in my mom's car and I cried. So he came back on Sunday and I didn't talk to him. I was upset. I was hurt. So Monday came around and he got home from work at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And he came and he asked me to come outside and talk to him. So I went outside and I talked to him. And I'm sitting in my mom's car in her driver's seat. And he comes over to me and he's like, I'm going to explain to you why you couldn't come. And I'm like, okay. So he tells me that he brought someone down with him. And this isn't the first time my dad's brought someone down, and I didn't understand why I still couldn't go. Like, I've gone down with other people with him. And he said that this person was someone he was in a relationship with. And I said, okay, well, I still don't understand why I couldn't go. And he was like, well, I didn't want your first encounter with her to be, like, going down the shore. Like, I want your first experience with her to be something different. So the first feeling I felt was, like, betrayed. I was betrayed by my dad. My dad chose someone else over me. And you're probably sitting here thinking, like, you're probably just upset that your parents aren't going to be together anymore. It had nothing to do with that. I knew from such a young age that my parents were not going to be together forever because they used to fight over everything. Socks, food, the house not being clean, dinner not being done on time, being late for Christmas, my sister crying too much, toys being on our bedroom floor, our beds not being made, all this stuff. They used to fight over everything. It was just, I knew that they weren't going to be together forever. So it wasn't even like that. It was the fact that he chose someone else over me. So when he was talking to me, he was like, would you like to meet her? I would really like you to meet her. So I went to go meet her, and that was on a Friday. And I'm not gonna lie, I was so nice to her face. I was, I helped clean out her basement so she could get her basement redone, and she was getting her kitchen redone at the time. And I just remember going home, and literally, I'm not gonna lie, I said some hurtful things. I was mean, but I was 9. I was hurt, like really, really hurt, and like it was terrible. And from then on, like, I grew to like her. I mean, I really did. When I graduated, she became like my mom, and like I turned to her for everything. I really did. So that's one of my better bad memories. A good memory I have, which it's on the good side, but it's still on the bad side, is when I was 4, almost 5. Yeah, 4, almost 5. I was the flower girl in my Aunt Jill's wedding. Me and my cousin were her flower girls, and it was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. It was so much fun to get like dressed up and so nice, and the best part about it was down in Orlando, Florida, where she lived. And I remember going like the 2 days before the wedding and going on rides, but I was so upset because I wasn't tall enough for anything, and it just was so upsetting. And the bad memory of it is the day of the wedding, like the actual wedding ceremony and all that stuff, and pictures, I was attached to my Barney watch, and like my dad yelled at me, like literally yelled at me because I wouldn't take it off. And my aunt's like, it's okay, she can keep it on, like, we'll just have them like pretty much like cross our hands like this, so I'd cover my wrist and I'd hold my basket with the other hand, and my cousin would be like this on the other side. And he was not okay with that. He's like, no, she has to take it off, and like literally freaked out on me, and it was horrible. But it's one of my better memories, and I just remember the good parts about it. I completely block out the part that my dad screamed at me because, well, he screams at everything. But it's so weird thinking back to my childhood, because there's just, like I said, so much that has happened that's been on the negative side, and it's like the feelings I felt, no kid should feel. Like I'm not gonna lie, my childhood was filled with pain. I felt unwanted, I felt unloved, I felt worthless, I felt like I shouldn't be here. I had no idea why I was put into a life where people didn't tell me they loved me. People didn't appreciate the good things I did. They didn't strive to make me a better person. I pretty much raised myself, and that's terrible to say. It's just, I don't understand. I never did. I still don't. And I remember being young, I was like 7 or 8, and I wrote my first "I'm gonna run away or kill myself" letter, and my parents didn't even care, didn't even like acknowledge that I said I was gonna run away. I was so unhappy I was going to run away, or I was so unhappy I wanted to die. Like they didn't care. And from there it just got worse. Like my teenage years, even worse. Now I'm getting into the better part of my life, and I love it. So, like I said, yeah, there's a lot of negative stuff that happened. There's negative stuff that happens in everyone's life. But me, I took that, and it has made me a better person today. I look at people differently. I sympathize with people when they're going through some really crappy times. And I make sure that nobody ever feels like I felt. Nobody's ever unwanted. Nobody's ever unloved. Like, even if I don't know you and I can tell you're having a bad day, I'll try to cheer you up in some shape or form, because I know you could use the pick me up, and I know that little bit counts. So I hope I haven't drawn this topic out too much, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry I can't share pictures with you guys of my childhood, but I don't have any. I think later on I'm going to try to talk to my aunt to see if her and like my grandmom and stuff can put together some pictures for me, so I can have some to like hang up on my walls or whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you continue watching Vlogtober, or at least my Vlogtober, and don't forget to like and comment on the video. If you have any video suggestions, just leave it in a comment or private message me. I would love to hear your ideas. If you just want to talk or you want to get to know me a little bit more, let me know. I'll also talk about that. I don't really mind. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.